The DILG logo unifies and embodies the organization. At the heart of the logo is the acronym of the department, DILG, written in black for easier recognition and as a strong manifestation of its steadfast commitment to its mandate. The said acronym is prominently placed over the map of the Philippines at the center, representing the country's national territory and comprising all local government units which are under the general supervision of the department. The circle of people corresponds to the 18 regions of the country, including the Autonomous Region and Muslim Mindanao. The shield completing the circle represents the interior sector, or the peace and order and public safety sectors. The two symbols are placed alternately to underscore the need for both sectors to work together and make the communities in the country peaceful and progressive. The present Department of the Interior and Local Government traced its roots from the Philippine Revolution of 1897. On March 22, 1897, the Katipunan government established the first Department of the Interior at the Tejeros Convention. A revolutionary government was also established at the time, and the new government elected General Emilio Aguinaldo as president and Andres Bonifacio as director of the Interior. At the Naik Assembly held on April 17, 1897, President Aguinaldo appointed General Pascual Alvarez as Secretary of the Interior. The Department of the Interior was enshrined in the Biak na Bato Constitution signed on November 1, 1897. As the years of struggle for independence and self-government continued, the Interior Department became the premier office of the government tasked with various functions, ranging from supervision over local units, forest conservation, public instructions, control and supervision over the police, counterinsurgency, rehabilitation, community development, and cooperative development program. In 1950, the department was abolished and its functions were transferred to the Office of the Local Government, later renamed Local Government and Civil Affairs Office under the Office of the President. On January 6, 1956, President Ramon Magsaysay created the Presidential Assistant on Community Development to implement the Philippine Community Development Program. And in 1972, Presidential Decree No. 1 created the Department of Local Government and Community Development through Letter of Implementation No. 7 on November 1, 1972. 10 years later, or in 1982, the DLGCD was reorganized and renamed Ministry of Local Government by virtue of Executive Order No. 777. And in 1987, it was further reorganized and this time renamed Department of Local Government by virtue of Executive Order No. 262. Again, on December 13, 1990, the DLG underwent reorganization into what is now known as the Department of the Interior and Local Government by virtue of Republic Act No. 6975. The law also created the Philippine National Police out of the Philippine Constabulary Integrated National Police, which, together with the National Police Commission, was integrated into the new DILG, the Bureau of Fire Protection, Bureau of Jail Management and Penology, and the Philippine Public Safety College. The passage of RACC 975 paved the way for the union of the local governments and the police force after more than 40 years of separation. Our mission: the department shall ensure peace and order, public safety and security, uphold excellence in local governance, and enable resilient and inclusive communities. Our vision: a highly trusted department and partner in nurturing local governments and sustaining peaceful, safe, progressive, resilient, and inclusive communities towards a comfortable and secure life for Filipinos by 2040. Our shared values: ang DILG ay matino, mahusay at maaasahan. Ambisyon Natin 2040 is a long-term vision for the Philippines that aims to transform the country into a matatag, maginhawa at panatag na buhay. The department plays a key role in achieving this vision by implementing programs and projects that support the goals of Ambisyon Natin 2040. DILG contributions to PDP 2023 to 2028 can be found in the 5 chapters of the PDP. Chapter 2: Promote Human and Social Development. Chapter 3: Reduce Vulnerabilities and Protect Purchasing Power. Chapter 13: Enhance Peace and Security and Enhance Administration of Justice. Chapter 14: practice good governance, and improve bureaucratic efficiency. And lastly, Chapter 15, accelerate climate action and strengthen disaster resilience. DILG Outcome Framework. This framework is an important tool for ensuring that programs and projects are implemented effectively and efficiently, and that their impact can be measurable and evaluated. By using this framework, the DILG and LGUs can ensure that their resources are allocated to areas where they can have the greatest impact, and that their programs and projects are responsive to the needs and priorities of the people. Outcome 1. Accountable, transparent, participative, and effective local governance. This is a condition when LGUs observe the most basic of tenets of good local governance that the local government code expects them to adhere to, which are critical ingredients in making them capable of meaningfully working for and contributing to the realization of the 4 subsectoral outcomes. The Seal of Good Local Governance, or the SGLG, is a progressive assessment system that gives distinction to remarkable local governance performance across several areas. This highlights integrity and good performance to institutionalize local governance reform in a continuing pursuit of meaningful local autonomy and development. To qualify for the SGLG, a local government unit which, according to the assessment of the DILG, complies, qualifies, and passes all assessment criteria shall be conferred and awarded the SGLG and granted a corresponding incentive called the SGLG Incentive Fund, or the SGLGIF. The Seal of Good Local Governance for Barangay is a progressive performance assessment and recognition system that aims to give distinction to barangays with remarkable performance across various governance areas. To qualify for the SGLG for barangay, a 3+1 principle was applied. A barangay needs to pass all the 3 core areas, namely financial administration, disaster preparedness, and peace and order, and at least one of the 3 essential areas, social protection, business friendliness and competitiveness, and environmental management. Full disclosure policy requires all government to fully disclose particular financial documents to keep their constituents informed on how the LGU budget is managed, disbursed, and used. Initially, the required documents are to be posted in at least 3 conspicuous places, the LGU website, or in the print media of community or general circulation. Barangay Full Disclosure Policy. Pursuant to Section 351 of the Local Government Code of 1991, all barangays are directed to post in an area inside the barangay hall their financial documents as prescribed by the Department of Budget and Management that can easily be viewed by the public and on their website. Civil society organization and public-private partnership. This aims to deepen meaningful and effective participation of the CSO, non-state, non-market organization, and individual citizens in the local governance through the Citizen Satisfaction Index system, community-led grant facilities, and CSO accreditation. Anti-corruption program was created by virtue of DILG Department Order No. 2018-874 to harmonize and take the lead in all anti-corruption efforts and activities of the department. The program is a DILG's initiative in reinforcing public accountability among the local government units through capacity development intervention and civil society mobilization. The Decentralization and Constitutional Reform Advocacy Campaign is a nationwide advocacy of the DILG, focused on pursuing key political and economic reforms that would address pervasive problems in the community like poverty and corruption. The Lupong Tagapamayapa Incentives Award, also known as the LTIA, was established in 1997 as a means to institutionalize a system of granting economic benefits and other incentives to the Lupong Tagapamayapa that demonstrates exemplary performance in settling disputes at the barangay level. Program for newly elected officials. The NEA is a flagship program of the Department of the Interior and Local Government to prepare and develop the capacities of the newly elected local officials. It is spearheaded by the Local Government Academy, or the LGA, in partnership with the leagues of the local governments, national government agencies, civil society organizations, and the local resource institutions. The barangay newly elected officials towards grassroots renewal and empowerment of accountable and transparent, or known as the BINEO grade. This is the department's flagship training program for barangay officials. It is a term-based, integrated capacity development intervention for elected barangay officials geared towards enhancement of their competencies to attain the needed synergy to transform barangay officials into champions of excellence in basic service delivery and bring the government closer to the people. Outcome 2. Peaceful, orderly, and safe LGUs. This is a condition where LGUs are fully capable of ensuring that communities are free from danger, violence, and any potential harm, with citizens as active partners. A peaceful, orderly, and safe community is where constituents feel secure and safe from the threats to security, life and limb, and thereby enabling them to go on their life and endeavors freely and securely. Peace and Order Council, or the POC, is a governance platform for a stronger collaboration between the LGU, law enforcement, and community to fight the criminality between the LGUs, insurgency, and violent extremism. It creates an enabling environment among its members to harmonize and effectively implement peace and order and public safety activities that promote voluntarism in the community and intensifies advocacy and preventive education. The Peace and Order and Public Safety Plan Policy Compliance Monitoring System is a system that monitors the POPS plan implementation of the local government unit. It simplifies the process of planning and implementation in terms of monitoring and report generations. Katarungan Pambarangay is a community-based dispute settlement mechanism that is administered by the basic political unit of the country, the barangay. As a community-based mechanism for dispute resolution, it covers dispute between members of the same community, generally same city or municipality, and involves the punong barangay and other members of the community, the lupon members. Communicating for perpetual end to extreme violence and forming alliance towards positive change and enriched community, C4 Peace. This program is designed to respond to DILG commitment in the implementation of Executive Order No. 70, Series of 2018, aimed to enhance LGU capacity to address governance and development gaps through intensified civic engagement, sectoral convergence, genuine governance reform, sustainable peace, and cross-sectoral development. The sub-programs include Retold Community Support Program, or the RCSP, Capacitating Urban Communities for Peace and Development, or the CUCPD, and the Enhanced Comprehensive Local Integration Program. The RCSP is a convergence mechanism for local governments, particularly in the barangay level, for the identification of the issues and needed government intervention. It is anchored on the empowerment framework that intends to develop people's capability to organize themselves and on development by bringing about value chain interventions to uplift their current conditions. CUCPD is a platform for convergence and collaboration among all stakeholders in the local level in championing the drive of improving institutional capacity of LGUs to undertake peace-building programs that are development-oriented and context-sensitive to solve the prevailing and emerging issues of the various sectors of the society. Enhanced Comprehensive Local Integration Program. The DILG administers the provision of financial package of assistance to former rebels and former violent extremists. The financial package covers immediate assistance, provision of reintegration process, a starting capital for livelihood, as well as remunerating surrendered firearms. Preventing and countering violent extremism and insurgency is a comprehensive, harmonized, and synchronized national strategy of the government to prevent and counter violent extremism. It includes programs that address the political, economic, cultural, psychosocial, and religious factors of radicalization that leads to violent extremism. DILG Philippine Anti-Illegal Drug Strategy, or the DILG PADS, is a blueprint of the government strategy and programs in addressing the nation's drug use problem. PADS is anchored on the sub-goals set in Chapter 18 of the Philippine Development Plan 2017 to 2022 on ensuring security, public order, and safety by suppressing the supply of illegal drugs while reducing consumer demand for dangerous drugs and other illicit substances. Further, the PAD stresses the importance of the whole-of-a-nation approach in addressing the problem of illegal drugs, therefore, placing LGUs and the department at the forefront of the anti-illegal drug program. To ensure the continuous improvement and performance of the ADAC in the implementation, monitoring, and evaluation of anti-illegal drugs activity, the department, through the PADS, shall be conducting a performance audit covering the provincial, city, and municipal ADACs to ascertain their functionality. Barangay Tanod Skills Enhancement. The project aims to equip the barangay tanods with the necessary knowledge and skills to carry out their mandated duties and responsibilities in the maintenance of peace and order and to effectively and efficiently perform their roles as first responders and in crime scene preservation and intelligence gathering. Outcome 3. Socially protective LGUs. This is a condition where a local government is capable of addressing the well-being of every member of the community, particularly the poor, the vulnerable, and the marginalized. This can be attained when a province, city, municipality, or barangay accords high importance on and adequately address the needs of the least able and neediest. Gender and development. The Magna Carta of Women defines gender and development program as the development perspective and process that is participatory and empowering, equitable, sustainable, free from violence, respectful of human rights, supportive of self-determination, and actualization of human potential. It seeks to achieve gender equality as a fundamental value that should be reflected in development choices and contends that women are active agents of development, not just a passive recipient of development. As one of the oversight agencies, the DILG enjoins LGUs to mainstream and institutionalize GAD, ensuring that it is integrated and incorporated in the LGU's planning and budget process, which further ascertains the creation of the Local Council of Women in every LGU. Functionality of the Local Council for the Protection of Children. It is a council organized at the provincial, city, municipal, and barangay levels that serve as the umbrella organization for all the children's concerned. It is a council fully harnessed to be an efficient and effective advocate of children's rights that implements all children's programs at the local levels. The DILG facilitates and provides technical assistance in the organization of LCPC and spearheads the monitoring of the functionality of LCPCs at all levels. Child-friendly local governance audit. The CFLGA is a results-based assessment instrument and an annual mandatory audit created to evaluate the effectiveness of local government units in putting policies in place and implementing initiatives to improve the welfare condition of the children. LGUs that pass the CFLGA are conferred with the seal of child-friendly local governance by the CWC board. The SCFLG is a requirement for both the Seal of Good Local Governance and the Presidential Award for Child-Friendly Municipalities and Cities. Local Committee on Anti-Trafficking and Violence Against Women and Their Children. The LCAT-VAUC is a mechanism established to coordinate and monitor the implementation of RA 9208, the Anti-Trafficking in Persons Act of 2003, and the RA 9262, the Anti-Violence Against Women and Their Children Act of 2004. The DILG monitors the LCAT-VAUC functionality and shall be conducted annually or every first quarter of every year. Monitoring and evaluation assistance to the local government units. The department adopts a multifaceted approach to monitoring and evaluation of programs. More specifically, risk-based progress monitoring serves as its overarching frame, which considers quality, dimension of transparency, and accountability. Basically, the department shall facilitate the effective monitoring of projects and indoctrinate a deeper sense of accountability among beneficiary LGUs. Implement priority projects necessary in the delivery of basic services, which is expected to eventually redound for the general welfare of the constituents. DILG monitored locally funded projects includes the financial assistance to local government units or the FALGU. The LGSF FALGU will be used by the local governments to fund the eligible programs and projects such as infrastructure, purchase of ambulance and other vehicles, purchase of medical, rescue and disaster-related equipment, street lighting or rural electrification, installation of closed-circuit television surveillance system, and assistance to the poor individuals or families. The SBDP is a hallmark program of the NTF-ALCA created to bring progress to former conflict-prone communities. Among its projects are the construction of farm-to-market road, health station, rural electrification, school buildings, and water and sanitation systems. The Growth Equity Fund, or the GEF, on the other hand, was formed to provide additional funding to the local governments that are identified as poor, disadvantaged, and lagging to support the implementation of the priority projects and services to be allocated to provinces 10%, cities 10%, municipalities 70%, and barangays 10%. The conditional matching grant to provinces for road repair, rehabilitation, and improvement is a partnership program between the DILG and DBM for provincial local government units in response to the needed infrastructure support as well as reforms in the local road management and public financial management. Subaybayan is the government's drive for transparency in local governance, further heightened with its launching as Subaybayan or Subaybayan ang proyekto ng bayan an online platform on the implementation of the locally funded projects being administered by the Department of the Interior and Local Government. Outcome 4. Environment Protective, Climate Change Adaptive, and Disaster Resilient LGU. This is a condition where a local government puts premium on the integrity of the natural environment and ably confronts the challenges posed by the destructive climate change phenomena such as strong typhoons, extreme rainfalls, flood and flash flood, coastal flood or urban flood, landslide, earthquake, or tsunami. Operation Listo. Operation Listo is an advocacy program of the DILG which aims to strengthen disaster preparedness of the LGU using the whole of the government approach. The program aims to ensure the readiness of local government units and communities in responding to natural calamities and emergencies. The DILG is responsible for providing technical assistance and support to LGUs in developing and implementing disaster preparedness plans and programs. Under Operation Listo, the DILG conducts capacity building and training activities, simulation exercises, and other initiatives to enhance the preparedness and response capabilities of the LGUs and communities. Kalinisan sa Bagong Pilipinas program is a convergence initiative to consolidate all efforts of the government to maintain and provide a healthy and safe environment for all the capacitating local government units and enabling community participation anchored on a new brand of Bayanihan. Generally, the Kalinisan program intends to uphold a good green governance among barangays by promoting sustainable development, create livable communities, enhancing LGU capacity on climate change adoption, disaster risk reduction management, and disaster preparedness. The program aims to enhance the capacity of local government units in addressing the challenges of climate change, disaster risk reduction management, and disaster preparedness. The DILG provides technical assistance, training, and capacity building activities to LGUs to improve their understanding on climate change impacts and the integration of the DRRM and disaster preparedness into local development planning and implementation. The DILG provides training interventions on the Enhanced Local Climate Change Action Plan or the LCCAP and mainstreaming DRRCCA in the Comprehensive Development Plan and Comprehensive Land Use Plan. Outcome 5. Business-friendly and competitive LGUs. This is a condition where a local government is genuinely committed to take the lead in sustainable and inclusive economic development. Setting the directions and minding it are aptly the role of the local authorities. Investing in it is the domain of the business sector. Republic Act No. 11032, also known as Ease of Doing Business and Efficient Government Service Delivery Act of 2018, mandates all government offices and agencies, including local government units, government-owned and controlled corporations, and other government instrumentalities to provide services covering business and non-business related transactions, which adopt simplified procedures that will reduce red tape and expedite transactions in government. The Ease of Doing Business Program, DILG PPAs. This provides capacity building on re-engineering of systems, repeal of policy, business permit and licensing system, building permit and certificate of occupancy, integration of barangay clearance, and rationalization of fees and charges. LED for LGUs. Local Economic Development for Local Government Units is an innovative and practical course curriculum carried out by the Local Government Academy with technical assistance provided by the Local Government Support Program, Local Economic Development. It aims to provide local government units with a solid understanding of the principles and decision tools of LED to assess their local economic opportunities, develop and implement their LED initiatives that will create an enabling environment for retaining business and attract investment.